All right, so what we got for Datan, he's running Shield today. He's got Nick Fury Jr., of course, Iron Man, Nick Fury and the Howling Commandos, Winter Soldier, Hawkeye, Black Widow, Tthreat, Honey Badger, Bullseye, Crimson Dynamo, and Luke Cage.
I like that.
Some interesting splashes there. I like all the 2s, so he'll probably go wide. At least he's certainly able to. But I like Crimson Dynamo in there as well.
I mean, just that beam shock, right, is just so useful, especially when you're going up against a killy team. It's one of those things where when you're running wide, sometimes just grabbing as many objectives as you can and then just trying to stay alive is kind of the path to victory.
Yeah, absolutely.
And having Crimson Dynamo being able to move around, potentially set up some devastating beams that if they don't do a ton of damage, should realistically shock all of them and really heavily decrease the amount of damage that they can pump out.
He can be a bit of a tank as well with his damage reduction. He's got good health, decent defenses. That Winter Guard high Mystic defense.
Can I talk to you guys something about that?
For his tactics cards, he's got Battlefield Medicine, the Shield Mobile, Eye in the Sky, I'm sure we'll see that, Helios Slaves of Bombardment, Heroes for Hire, Brace for Impact, Sacrifice, Mission Objective, Marked for Death, and Sit Rep.
And we are joined very quickly here by Mr. Dr. D, Dr. Dylan, low-key himself.
That's me. I came to give you guys gifts.
Oh, wow.
I love gifts.
Wow. It's a little Cyclops.
Oh, wait, where's the camera?
Thank you so much, Dylan.
Since they're never going to put Iceman in the game, I figured I would give you a model.
Oh, thanks.
Every time you see it, you can feel the hatred I feel.
I absolutely
every time I look at your
shirt.
Devil's card.
You did these yourself?
Yeah. Sorry, he's not beaming like he used to.
No, actually, I like that better. I like the floppy beam.
The better. Anyway, here, there's Marvel United. So here are the decks.
Oh, wow.
Oh, cool.
Oh, dude. Thank you.
So I bought them for you guys. I painted them. They're all yours.
Hell yeah.
Even if you never play the game, you can have them.
We absolutely intend to play this game 100%.
Appreciate that so much. Thank you.
Send to people so they can watch. This is my son.
Yes. Yep. Let me. I'll
Here.
write it down for you.
Hey, thanks,
guys
son.
like it.
Dr. D. Wow, that was super nice. All right, let's take a look at what Mike is running. Yep, he's got you covered versus Thanos in stream. We'll see if he's on the table. He is in the roster. His Guardians, but he does have Thanos with Reality and Space. And then we've got Star-Lord, Winter Soldier, Rocket Raccoon, Groot, Nebula, Toad, Mystique, Gamora, and Angela. A couple interesting splashes there as well. I love seeing Toad and Mystique. And then for his tactics, he's got Deadly Duo, Crew of the Milano, Recalibration Matrix, Deception, Fallback, Escort to Safety, Mission Objective, Face Me, We Are Groot, and Eyes on the Prize. I like Eyes on the Prize a lot.
Absolutely. Do we know who won priority?
Datan.
Dayton? All right, so that's going to have Dayton with priority.
Shield has priority. So Lexa yesterday was showing me most of the way through yesterday's tournament that Longshanks has some really cool data aggregation that you can take a look at, where how affiliations were doing, and even broke it down to what were their win percentages, whether they had priority or not. And really surprisingly, actually not that surprisingly after we thought about it for a second, Shield had a higher percentage of wins when they didn't have priority.
Yes.
And it was the opposite of pretty much every other affiliation. And it makes sense with Nick Fury's leadership that he gains victory points when you're a little behind. So if you start potentially behind by not having priority, he's got a great catch-up mechanic. 100%. So let's see if Datan can flip the script on that one.
Well, that's one of those things, too, where, if he is going to be going wide here, it kind of becomes that game of attrition here.
19.
All right, so we are playing at 19.
Ooh, big threat. We'll definitely see Thanos, I bet.
And we are going to see some Skrulls and Demons Downtown.
Demons Downtown.
I like that. So we didn't see Skrulls or Demons at all yesterday.
Right, there are 4 Skrulls now with the change up to the objectives, which is pretty sweet. Can only hold 1 Skrull at a time. I haven't played this one since they updated it. Then roll dice equal to the character's physical defense. If the result does not contain 1 or more crit or wild results, the opposing player pushes you short. As you try to chase down that Skrull as it tries to get away from you, I bet. Demons Downtown. This is the one that didn't change at all, right?
That is my
I believe.
understanding. Yep.
So we got 3 flaming portals that give you incinerate during the power phase. So don't set up within range of it, or you're incinerated before you activate.
Correct. Now, it does look like there are a couple models that might be able to fill that. I think Angela can potentially toe in there and start with incinerate. I don't expect Mike from Strike Better to fall victim to that. But, and then once again, as always, the mats for today are provided by FLG themselves. They're pre-marked. They are updated for the new crisis, and you can find a link to them down below.
They're checking all the size of the terrain there. Nicely painted stuff.
Jacob, hey, thank you. Absolutely. Actually, while you're here, Jacob, I know Alma said that there was going to be some massive data stuff going up today from you. Is that up and live anywhere that I can link for everybody? Because I am very excited to see that. Currently crunching them. Love it.
Crunchy, crunchy.
Shoot me a message when that is live, and we will make sure that link gets out there.
Oh, we love that data.
I absolutely love that data. I'm excited to have a new Power Bottom 10.
All right, they're setting up their squads now that they know the threat level. We got objective markers out already, which is nice. 19 threat. I mean, both of these can go real wide if they want.
Yeah, for real.
Especially with Datan having 3 2-threats in his roster. So if let's just say you're Datan and you assume that Mike's going to take Thanos.
Yeah.
Do you go wide and just give him more targets?
See, that's the thing, is it? Now, as far as Mike's, is he running Reality Thanos?
Reality in space, yeah.
Yeah, that's a rough one. I think you almost have to. I think you try to go as tanky as you can, but you grab those points. You kind of almost give up on the demons, and you get
all those scrolls.
I wouldn't even take them.
Right.
But Taylor said he wouldn't, if he was in this, he wouldn't bother taking Thanos and just go even wider.
Yeah.
I mean, that's totally. His roster is built that he could go either way here.
Bowie, thank you so much, man. Appreciate that.
Bowie.
But yeah, so who are you guys excited to see today? Alyssa, as always, good to see you. Trifos, Lord Com. We're rooting for Art out there too. We did see if you're just joining us, the Montreal Shark Tank unfortunately did get paired against each other round 1, which I saw that last night when the Longshanks went up, and I was like, oh no.
That's rough.
So
have to go up against the person you traveled with that you play all the time is just.
And I don't know, so this might not be something they've done, but just so you know, if you are going to travel to an event at Longshanks, you can add friends. You both have to add each other, but if you add each other on Longshanks, there's something built kind of into the system to make sure you don't get paired up against each other in round 1.
All right, we got squads here. We got Dayton's Shield. So, of course, he's got Nick Fury Jr., Luke Cage, Nick Fury Sr. and his Howling Commandos, Iron Man, Crimson Dynamo, and Black Widow. That's the 2-threat version he has in his list.
Okay.
So he's going relatively wide, but still kind of tanky. He's got a bunch of invulnerability, damage reduction. I like it.
I really like Crimson Dynamo in that, and Iron Man.
Yeah.
And Luke Cage, yeah, he's a lot of damage reduction.
Yeah.
He knows exactly what this list is, and he's ready for it. He's ready for that kill team to come at him.
I'm really glad I saw this. For his tactics cards, he's taken Eye in the Sky, of course. We saw how good that could be yesterday. Brace for Impact, Helios Laser Bombardment. We expect to see Thanos get lasered. Heroes for Hire, and Battlefield Medicine. Taking a couple of those sweet, sweet shield cards. And Eye in the Sky, since he's playing shield, gets recycled every
round. I love that. I mean, what a nuisance that'll be. Also, just looking at so his Crimson Dynamo is down right now on the table. Actually, a very beautiful. I think Dan will appreciate this. Like cobalt blue. It looks rad.
Oh, he's a blue Dynamo?
Yeah.
I like cobalt Dynamo. All right, for Mike's Guardians, we got Star-Lord naturally with Rocket, Raccoon, and Groot. And then for splashes, we have Mystique. Oh, and Thanos.
All right, so we
So
do
he
have
is
that
going with Thanos.
with reality and space.
Azul Dynamo, I like that. Should look up what blue in Russian is, because I don't know.
It's not Curva, that's for sure.
For his tactics, we got some of my favorites. We Are Groot. I love that one. Deception, Deadly Duo, Fallback, and Recalibration Matrix. A little surprised there's no crew of the Milano, but he is only taking 3 Guardians, so I guess it's not that surprising.
And that recal can be devastating.
Especially with Thanos out there adding dice.
That Datan approves of Azul Dynamo.
Okay.
Datan approves of Azul Dynamo, so thank you, Sir Derpalot.
That's pretty solid.
It's a great name.
Pretty solid.
All right, gotta take a break from those glasses for a little while so I can see better.
It's super cute.
What's that? Right, Dylan. So just we've been wanting to try out Marvel Unlimited for a while, and Dylan has painted up some characters for us and given us the decks. What an incredibly good guy.
Super nice.
Yeah. So looking around, seems like people are really getting into it. Still see some people measuring for objectives, which that's probably not what they're doing because all the maps are pre-marked. But
Maybe they're moving already. Measuring ranges for attacks and stuff.
I'd hope my brother liked my little nickname for Dynamo. Oh,
nice.
Sir Derpalot, that's awesome. I'm really glad you're here to cheer your brother on, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'll be honest, it looks like he's in a pretty good spot, too. He knows what he's going up against, and he has built for it. So we are going to go in round 1. Here's the power phase.
All right, we got kind of an interesting deployment here. They're both lined up very centrally, even with those Skrulls that are pretty far out there. But looks like on Shield's side, we've got... Who's at the top there? Is that... Oh, Black Widow's at the very top. Below her is... I forget who else he had in his list already. Is that Luke Cage, probably?
Probably Luke Cage, followed by Crimson.
Crimson Dynamo, then the Shield Agents, Fury Jr., and then Iron Man at the bottom.
And Nick Sr.'s there somewhere, too, right?
He might... Oh, no, he didn't take Infiltrate. So, yeah, I think that's the one. That's the one that looks like Hydra Goons, because they're green. Was right below. So it was Black Widow, then Fury Sr., then Luke Cage.
Rocket, Star-Lord, Thanos with a winging it token.
Oh, jeez,
So we have
Thanos with a
Rocket,
winging it token.
Rocket, Star-Lord, and Groot, I think he said, with winging it tokens.
Widow grabs skull.
Widow is going to grab a skull. She's going to roll to see if she gets displaced. And it does look like she will.
Oh, she is displaced. That's
That is one of
great.
the updates to Skrulls, is that when you pick it up, you roll to see if you get displaced. But otherwise, for the most part, outside, there being a whole ton of them now instead of one.
Yeah.
That's
It's
a bold move,
Cotton. Absolutely. Looks like we're starting out with Mystique on the Guardian side, moving right on up. So there we had Thanos, Mystique, Groot, Rocket, and then Star-Lord.
So who is playing? We have Mike from Strike Better as well as Datan.
Mystique grabs a skull.
Mystique grabs a skull.
She's going to roll to see if she gets displaced as well. She does not because she's got a crit in there.
So all you need to roll on that Skrull is a crit or a wild.
And you roll your physical defense in dice.
Correct.
So real surprised Black Widow didn't get that. Doesn't she have 4 physical defense?
No. Not 2 point.
Who am I thinking of then?
She's like 3-2 or 3-2-3 or something like that. A 2 with a 4 physical defense is not something that's in this game, I don't believe.
She moves up. She's staying within range 1 of that building up there.
Okay, so she's going to stay within range 1 of that building.
All right.
Iron Man grabbed that bottom scroll.
Okay, so Iron Man is going to head to that bottom scroll and grabbing that. Then we're going to roll his physical defense to see
Oh, no Critter Wilds again.
It's displaced a second time.
Another displace. That's rough.
Okay, and Mike moving him a little bit closer to danger.
What's up, Danger?
Join late. What game is this? This is game 1 of the Invitational. We have Mike from Strike Better going up against Datan with some Guardians versus Shield. This is round 1, so you haven't missed much. We have a couple Skrulls grabbed.
Deception.
And then we have that deception.
Black Widow way out of position.
Ooh.
This is going to hurt.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
She's pretty squishy in terms of... She doesn't have a lot of stamina, I know that.
For real. So, I mean, he's kind of... Mike has a couple really good kind of targets here as far as fire lining into one of them, but luckily one of them if there's someone to have that happen to for Dayton, one of them is in fact Iron Man, who is, considerably tanky.
Tanky.
Some stay dry and others feel the tank.
Star-Lord is opening his element guns on Black Widow.
Wing it, sir.
And winging it. Well, it's pretty good defense rolls. You blocked 2 at least, but those are good attack roll.
3 go through.
3 on her already. I think is she 4 on this side?
I don't know.
It's been a while since I've used her. I forget her exact stats.
Can we please get some Web Warriors for next stream? So, we were going to have Web Warriors on initially as the first game, but there is one of the players that didn't feel comfortable playing on stream.
Thanks, Toast. My Wi-Fi doesn't seem to be working to look stuff up.
All right, so we do have a counter-strike on that. Doesn't look like anything's going to go through there. Okay.
Oh, I heard a call for a judge over there.
So that's going to bring us back, and it does look like that is going to have some Hydra, or not some Hydra, but some Shield grunts move up. What crisis is it? We are playing Skrulls and Demons Downtown.
Oh, thanks, Toast. She's got a 4 in Mystic Defense. That's what it is. I knew she had a 4 somewhere.
Shield agents pick up a scroll, they get pushed.
Okay, so the Shield agents pick up a Skrull as well.
3 out of 3 for him?
They will get pushed, and Mike is going to bring them into the danger zone as well.
Pushed into the danger zone.
That was just one action, so then with the second one, he will move back.
Get out of there. Fall back. Fall back.
It doesn't look like they are within one of the demon portal, so they will not be getting incinerated next round. These are some bad Skrull rolls. Dayton has gotten 3 of them, and he's failed every one, unfortunately. Sometimes the dice just aren't very nice.
Nick walks up on the building.
Nick is going to climb up on that building to get a vantage point. You can't have eyes in the sky unless your eyes are, in fact, in the sky.
It looks really cool up there, too.
I agree.
Let's hope hopefully his attack rolls don't follow suit. Well, I like to say, we got the bad rolls out of there, but we know that's not how it actually works.
Correct. Yeah, get that jank out of the way. Throw it in the sink.
Saving his crits for Thanos.
And that's something we saw yesterday, certainly in round 5 of the LCQ, where there was just a lot of whiffing on both sides in that game.
Yeah, they were playing wiffle ball.
Correct.
Especially that Hulk.
So it looks like we're getting some measurements for some Groot attacks.
I don't believe Widow got dazed yet. I think she took 3 damage from Star-Lord. He had to move to get in range.
She's got 1 left. Try opening up a browser. There's no Brotherhood on this table. I feel attacked. Guess what, Keebler? You might be in a pretty good spot for the rest of the convention. So Widow could have picked up the center line scroll safely on the shield side. Instead, she went for a side one and is going to feed it to Thanos. Unfortunately,
Probably.
Rocket is shooting Widow. Looks like that is going to potentially take her out.
I mean, that should, yeah. 5. He's got a great builder.
And she is
Is dazed, dropping that scroll. That loaded.
Rocket will pick up that scroll. He'll roll as well. He does, in fact, roll a wild and will not be being moved. There's no Dormammu in this tournament. I feel there may be a problem with the only 8 threat in the game. Listen, we saw Dormammu do insanely well at Everwinter this year.
Yeah.
I think when you get to a really high-level competitive tournament like this, people are going with what they know works instead of trying something that may be a little counter-meta. So I think that, we will be seeing a lot of Avengers, a lot of Black Order, a lot of Brotherhood, and a lot of X-Men. There is an 8 threat on this table.
That's a
true.
good point. Thanos is 8 threat right now.
So, chat, if you have checked out the Longshanks, let us know. Who do you think will be the matchups in round 3? First semifinal round, who are we going to see? I think we're going to see DeLuca up against Mandalorian Orange.
Ooh.
I think we'll see a Montreal Shark Tank member in there.
Yeah, whoever... Because with the two of them being matched up the first round, it's kind of a... To me, it seems like 50-50 who's going to go on. They're both really good players and used to each other.
All right, Luke Cage double moving and grooving.
Oh, he's right up in the middle there, just crossing his arms saying, bring it.
Yeah.
Sweet Christmas.
All right, so we get a Groot move. And we will probably be getting a Groot smack.
Keebler's got a good point. He says sometimes people lose obvious tactics in the moment. We saw a little bit of that yesterday. People using tactic cards and forgetting to do all of the abilities on it.
No successes on that attack. He's not going to use the Wingman token either. Why bother?
Oof.
He might need it for defense, especially with the Crimson Dynamo.
If you got no successes, doesn't seem worth it.
Alyssa says, plus it's hot under those amazing stream lights and a lot of adrenaline going this morning. That's true.
Thing I like to see is sometimes, and I haven't played in a tournament in quite a while, but when I used to go pretty regularly for different minis games, sometimes you get that adrenaline going, you get nervous about it, my hands would get shaky, and I've seen some people on stream with that where they're grabbing their models and their hands are shaking around. I'm like, okay, it's not just me. It's good to know.
Yeah. Magic Nick, yeah. You're not wrong. We have...
Is that our friend Nick?
It is Nick, yeah. It is something that really disappointed us personally last night when we saw that. And it has certainly been brought up because that's not what I wanted to see at all.
Remember the Shaky Hands Club? Let's unite. I thought it was just me for the longest time, just my nerves getting the better of me, but I think it's really just common. You want to do well, you're in a tournament, you want to win.
Crimson Dynamo just went double move.
Okay. Crimson Dynamo, the old Azul Dynamo moving on up to the middle.
Thanos trying to see if he can generate.
Oh, that was his older brother that suggested that name as well.
No shit.
Yeah.
I think so. It's really cool that Longshanks has a thing. If you tell it that you're friends with somebody, you won't get matched up like that. I think it's just they weren't aware of that option in time.
Well, and there's a maximum. You can only have 5. Oh, it's disabled for this event.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Good to know.
To be fair, when you're at a really high-level competitive thing like this, to not be able to kind of cheese the system a little bit, to make sure you get into round 2 or something. All right, so Thanos is going to Space Stone on up.
So that is an option, but not for this particular tournament. It was completely randomized as far as I understand.
Cosmic Portal.
And it's just sometimes the way it works.
And then a Cosmic Portal, Crimson Dynamo in, and he's going to get struck
Oh,
Let's see if the throw goes off
it's
here.
got a wild throw,
There's
right?
a wild, so it looks like just 2.
Shift it over just a little bit.
What's that?
Move that this way a little bit. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so only 2 on the attack, but that throw is going to be there. He's blocked all the damage.
Dynamo's a size 3, I believe, so that could hurt.
Gotcha. So 1 goes through because I forgot about the reality gem. So that first skull's a crit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's going to throw him into Black Widow, so he'll just take an extra 1 there. Black Widow's already dazed. So, I mean, all things considered, he took the minimum damage he could if he's going to take damage.
Yeah, it's kind of best case scenario for Datan in that case, where he wasn't doing more damage from that throw.
Yeah.
How much did he do to Dynamo with the attack? 2?
What's that?
Dynamo took 2 from the attack?
1.
1. All right, so he's taken 2 so far.
Yep.
He's pretty healthy, 6'6", though. He's going to be able to weather that a little bit. And that was his last activation, though, right? And so we just have Nick Fury Sr. left. Why is his so hard to say?
Right?
Blah, blah, blah.
Okay. So
Some discussion here.
there was some discussion about being able to measure the distance and stuff. What was that?
So you can't measure an angle or away or towards unless you're going to use the. I've declared you're going to use the ability to do that.
Gotcha.
I'm wondering about the shield movement.
So that would be pre-measuring, kind of. Is why would that be kind of considered pre-measuring? Is that why they've?
You can only measure the angle when you say I'm going to use this thing.
Okay. So they brought up a thing here. The players in this game are Mike from Strike Better, as well as Datan. Oh, probably the youngest player here by leaps and bounds, at the age of 16 here at the Invitationals.
Like Tim Simpson said, just call him Hasselhoff instead of Nick Fury Sr.
Yeah.
Don't hassle the Hoff. I'll probably just call him Howling Commandos. Not easier to say necessarily, but
Yeah. I mean, deep down, you know, we're from the Northeast. We're hoping for some Northeast or Northerners to do well today. But listen, there's a lot of incredibly competent people at this particular invitation. All right, we're going to get Punch again. This time looking a lot better for Thanos. We're showing 4 so far with that first skull being a crit. And he did. Okay, so we do have Disruption Field here.
nice.
So he's blocking 2 so far. He's got the Winging It tokens we're going to use as well. Converts 1 of them. And then we're going to re-roll 2 of those hits. Probably the Wilds would be a good call. Absolutely. Try to prevent that throw. And unfortunately,
Almost worked.
didn't do much, but that'll be 5 going into 2 defenses with another invulnerable blocking a 3rd. So for just 2.
His dice are not being kind to Dayton. He
They aren't.
forced him to re-roll 2 successes back into 2 successes.
But that's reality Thanos, right? I mean,
Yeah.
he's throwing 2 to 3 failures a roll and being able to count that first one as a crit and having
Throws him in
the...
a rocket.
Rocket doesn't take collision damage anyway, so.
So this is really funny. All right, so he throws that Crimson Dynamo into Rocket Raccoons. He now has him in the back line. And Rocket can't take collision damage. That's some neat tech that I actually really appreciate.
I saw him move him into Rocket, and I was like, why would you do that? Rocket's go. Oh, right. Because Rocket doesn't care.
Jimmy DeHaan.
That sounds like a great day.
It does sound like a great day.
Pete's in front of him, Pup's curled up on the couch, watching us on the TV. Nice. We're also ready for this tournament.
Yeah. Awful lot of pressure. Yeah, from Guardian so far. And this is a list we've seen a lot of.
Oh, we got a judge call here. Like Taylor's taking care of the judge call for him. Judge!
Thank you, Angels. Yeah, we are here at round 1 of the LVO 2023 Invitational Tournament. 3 rounds will happen today. This is a single elimination bracketed tournament. All of the brackets are up on Longshanks right now. If you hit command or exclamation point Longshanks, that will bring up the link for you.
We're on the point.
Okay, we are on the point.
1 stamina remaining.
1 on Dynamo, I assume.
Happens every time.
I did knock him onto the objective. That's kind of interesting.
Where's
think
the
that-
link for tokens and sleeves? It is right down below in the About Me section. If you are in theater mode, turn theater mode off briefly, and it is labeled sleeves. You can also check out the Facebook. They're all on there as well. There's a bigger link to that down below on the Facebook.
Cosmic Portal Rocket onto the points.
Okay, we're going to Cosmic Portal Rocket onto the point.
Thanos can just.
We're gonna portal Luke Cage.
His turns are so long.
And then we're going to portal Luke Cage as well. So, and yeah, this is a very, 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 very aggressive grouping here, right? This is looking grim for Shield, Thanos, and Deception. Yep.
Why you Thanos last?
Right, so this is why you Thanos last. He just changes the board state so much.
Lord
They
Xanath,
are using
yes.
chess clocks. Yes, 45 minutes per player.
Datan too being very kind to Mike with the clocks. Yeah.
All right, I think we got Howling Commandos left. I believe is the last activation for round 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jacob, thank you so much. I'm very excited for that. If you're unfamiliar, Xavier Protocols, if you Google Xavier Protocols and head over to his site, some of the just incredible data that has come out of events and leagues is something that personally I just absolutely adore the way that it is presented by Xavier Protocols.
Who has Skrulls?
So
Iron Man,
Rocket,
it's Shield agents, and Mystique. Right?
Yep.
Yeah. Because Dayton did have 3, but getting knocked Black Widow dazed. She dropped it, allowed Guardians to pick it up.
Yep.
Two and 2 at the moment. Guardians got a little unlucky with all that movement of what's his name? Zul Dynamo around. He ended up on that back portal, which I think is keeping either of them from scoring it. Looks like Howling Commandos moved up into the middle portal to claim that one. So that might put Dayton up a point.
Yeah, Jacob is the one to thank you for the data. Absolutely. Omnis does need more credit, to be fair.
End of the round, 3-3.
All right, so we're going to end round 1 3-3.
Oh, because he's got Rocket and Star-Lord over there to hold that back point.
Correct.
Rocket's
I mean,
so
even though
middle.
kind of a brutal first round, I mean, Shield's still in it.
I mean, it was a lot of damage, but it was pretty much all from Thanos.
Yeah. Yep.
We got a little bit from Star-Lord, a little bit from Rocket. There's that really unfortunate roll on the Skrull got Black Widow just out of position enough that he was able to be like, get over here.
And for real, just to kind of restate this, just a massive shout out to Omnis, Alexa White, Brian Watson, and Danny, all doing a lot, and Tyson, all doing a ton of work at LVO this year, making sure Stream has great mats, great terrain, that we have good matchups, and that we have the time to interview the people that we want to see. So thank you so much to Omnis especially.
So we got Star-Lord and Rocket with Incinerate, and then Dynamo and Nick Fury Senior.
So Star-Lord, Rocket, Dynamo, and Howling Commandos all have Incinerate on them now. We are starting the round with Deadly Duo. We might see Black Widow go down.
All right, so what Deadly Duo is going to do is it allows Rocket
into Dynamo. We're going to use Disruptor.
Starting with attack into Dynamo. He can make 3 attacks, up to 3 attacks against different characters. I don't know if he's got 3 in range. He might have range on Fury Senior, depending on exactly where Rocket is. I think he's just above Groot there. So he's definitely got range on Fury Senior, maybe even Iron Man.
Takes 1 and dazes.
Yep.
Okay.
Finishes off Dynamo. He's dazed before he activates this round. That's too bad.
So Marsupial as well. This is game 10 on the Longshanks.
Into Black Widow.
No, I'm sorry. Let's do.
Fury Senior.
Okay, so second attack is going to be going into Fury Senior.
Oh, he's got stealth. Looks like he's out of range.
Not within range 3.
Yeah, stealth helping out a lot here.
Yep, stealth preventing that shot.
So, and then Luke Cage instead.
All right,
Yeah,
so
range 3 plasma rifle.
So we're throwing 3 with a crit. No defenses so far. 4, all of it going through.
So reduced down to 3.
So yeah,
That still hurts a lot. Man, Guardian's putting out damage. And then I assume in the Black Widow, the last one.
This is a bad idea. You're just giving Luke Cage back.
this is not looking good for Shield. But we've seen it's always anyone's game.
Who's got winging it? Who's got winging it again? Who has the winging it?
Rocket Star-Lord and Thanos.
Rocket, Star-Lord, Thanos. Same as last round, I believe. Looks like this is into Black Widow with only 2 energy dice.
Yeah.
Widow takes 1 counterattack.
Widow takes 1. She's counterattacking now.
There you go. Oh, we got 1 that time, so 1 goes back at Thanos.
Rocket.
Can Thanos? Oh, to Rocket. Thank you. I was like, I don't think Thanos can take damage back from that unless it's more than 1.
And that was just the tactics card.
Yeah. So now he's got
Now
2
the whole
actions
activation
still.
now. Hadron Enforcer. You don't see that too often. I like that.
So that's a Hadron into Luke Cage.
Something was just thrown at me. Dope.
Okay. Absolutely.
Yeah, we didn't get
Clips that I said?
Luke will take 1.
Luke takes. Oh, Luke only takes 1 from that, but then he explodes. Here do we have Shield is played by Datan and Guardians played by Mike from the Strike Better podcast. Is game 10 on Longshanks. You can take a look at things exactly.
The only people within 2 are the Commandos for the Hadron.
All right, so the only one that within range of the Hadron Enforcers Wild is the Commandos. So they're getting pushed a bit there.
Okay.
Looks like Nick Fury Jr. was just out.
And Luke Cage is going to walk with the shield towards Scrulls.
Okay. So Luke Cage gets to move a bit towards Rocket due to the Shield's leadership. This Guardians list is just, it's got so much displacement and messing with opponents' plans, just all over the place. That was, he still has another action.
Yeah.
I was going to say, that was a heck of a activation by Rocket, but he's still not done.
Yep.
Just shooting Widow one more time with that plasma rifle for his last action.
Okay.
Just 1 action.
Oof.
Yeah. I'll be right back, Dan.
Okie dokie. Shield has so many toys. Hasn't got to use too many of them yet.
Using the winging it token.
And we're winging it. We could KO Black Widow here if he rolls really well. She's going to take 3, it looks like. She takes 2.
Was it martial artist counts blanks?
Oh, she counts blanks now. Oh, that's right. He's close enough to count blanks.
She hits back for 2 more with counter.
She does 2 more with counterattack. Is that Dazed Rocket? Rocket is dazed from 2 counterattacks. A little lucky there. He already got to do a stellar activation. Tons of damage put out by that, but easier to KO him later, I guess. That's one way to do it. Just don't directly attack him. So Groot's right there. So just hit him back when he hits you.
Black Widow picked up the scroll.
Black Widow's activating, picking up the scroll. Let's see if Dayton can roll any crits or why he rolls some wilds there. So she is not displaced this time, and she is going to run away. Get out of there.
All right.
Hello.
Now sporting our FLG staff shirts, you know?
Nice.
Got to keep it kosher.
Got to keep separated.
What I miss?
Rocket got dazed by Black Widow counterattacking.
Really?
And then she picked up she did it twice. First time was 1 damage, second time was 2.
Hell yeah.
So he got dazed, but he had just finished his second action, so.
Okay.
But then she picked up the scroll and booked it. She is now way back on the deployment line.
Beautiful.
Saying no, because I believe she has 2 health left.
All right.
And injured, so she is, stiff wind away from KOing. But she's also pretty much out of harm's way, at least for a little while. So back to Guardians.
So with this, do you almost plan to maybe like kind of soften someone up a little bit, even if it costs you a point, because you know you're going to get it back when Thanos just nukes someone the following round?
Yeah, probably. I mean, Luke Cage took a bit of damage that last round from Rocket, so you could potentially daze him.
Yeah.
And then having this many characters, the Guardians can be quite offensive, but I certainly don't think he's going to be going for a tabling or anything like that here.
Absolutely.
The Shield has a ton of tricks still up their sleeve. I don't think he's used Eyes on the Prize or anything like that yet. He's got a lot of little things to do to potentially mess up Guardians' plans, but it seems to be going well for Guardians so far.
Yep.
Pass.
Oh, pass. Okay. Interesting.
So, and here's one of the things, and we saw this with Kirchhoff yesterday, right? Where Shield, I feel like, kind of came out and they weren't really super utilized. But it wasn't long before we saw people like Kirchhoff that really kind of figured out, here's how you play them, and you can play them really aggressively. You can go wide, you can go tall with them. But making and taking advantage of that affiliation ability is kind of really where it's at. And you can give up a little knowing that you're going to give it back, especially if you're playing against a very fighty team like Guardians Thanos.
And it's I like S.H.I.E.L.D. in that their characters are a little all over the place with things like Taskmaster and She-Hulk's in it, right? Mm-hmm. A little bit of smattering of different things, and their tactics cards are just so good. Yeah. Because a lot of them are just core set tactics cards, but better.
All right.
That was weapons into Groot.
Oh, prototype weapons into Groot. Looks like Howling Commandos are going. That's a nice move with how much does that do?
That was from the Commandos. They get to advance now.
They do any damage?
No damage.
No damage. It's a little surprising with his not great energy defense.
Yeah.
Advancing a little bit. Oh, yep. Staying on that center point. Try that again, or throw a grenade at him, or getting Incinerate on Groot. Could be nice. We don't have a ton of energy attacks on this side. Repulsive Blast. Now we're shooting Mystique instead. We got within that stealth range. Okay. Oh, only 1 success, but it's a crit. Turns into 2 successes with a wild.
And they are scooping up these dice fast. Nothing.
No damage again. They're calculating their successes quicker than we can.
Yes. Yeah, so okay, if you are looking at Longshanks, it is table 10. Yep, Mike D'Ambrose from Strike Better and Datan Sandoval.
He's going to spend 2 to place on Luke Cage. Something is...
Spending 2 to place near Luke Cage, using his power there. Get a little out of danger. Siblings in arms.
Just kind of like Hydra training, oddly enough.
It's like Hydra Tactics, but not.
Yeah. It's odd, you know what I mean? It's so weird that they're so similar, those two. Hail Shield.
All right, so it goes back to Guardians. I think he's out of passes now. Because Dayton only had 1 more character.
Is this the last chance qualifier still, or is it the open? This is the Invitational. There is no open about it. But yeah, this is the Las Vegas Open. I guess that's the open. LCQ was yesterday.
Which is, you can check it out. The videos are on demand. It got broken up into 2 parts. So first, right now, but we'll be getting those individual games up on YouTube over the next coming days.
I exported them over today, so the big long boy versions should go up later today. So make sure to go down there, follow and subscribe to the YouTube to make sure you can go back and watch those whenever. All right, so we got a hit and run with an element gun going into Luke Cage right now.
Blocking 1.
No wilds.
Only 3 successes. So it looks like 1 damage so far.
So 2.
2 damage. Got to re-roll.
2, 1 goes through.
Yep. So reduced at the end, so just 1 goes through. I think it's 2. Wasn't it 4? And he blocked 1.
He had 1
3.
success, so should have reduced down to 2 damage.
Yeah.
And then the hit and run movement. Not going all the way, getting just to it looks we got measuring 3 there to make sure we're in within stealth range of the Howling Commandos.
Luke Cage healed us last time.
Oh, we used battlefield medicine last turn. We missed that. So Luke Cage was back to full, I believe.
Oh, Parker.
Pretty sure it was Commandos.
And then I'm assuming we're going to shoot the Commandos here because he was measuring that.
Yep.
Looks like a full auto.
Oh,
Well, that's
nuts.
a lot of blanks and skulls.
Yeah.
Still, 3 successes.
And then winging it.
Winging it to reroll. Oh, reroll 2
Wow.
blanks into successes. Oof.
So that is going to be 5 going through. That's a day.
Takes 4
That's a
to
daze.
finishes off the Howling Commandos. They are dazed. That Incinerate hurt them pretty badly there. Hiradu, can you type how to phonetically how to say Parker's last name? I have an inkling, but yeah,
I would. My guess is
Gidry.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, Parker Gidry. Cool. Nailed it. First try. But legitimately this time.
All right. So it looks like we're getting some measurement. We're going to be moving.
Moving back with the shield agents.
Yep. Get them to safety.
They're holding
Listen,
a scroll as well.
Yeah, let them just sit them in the back. 100%. That is the way to go.
Everybody's
Absolutely.
fleeing. Get away from Thanos. Richie,
Yeah.
do you remember the legendary 70s, 80s Yankee pitcher Ron Guidry? Nope, not at all. Not even a little
Mozilla,
bit.
thank you for the sub.
Don't know anything about
Also,
baseball.
Richie Awesome.
I like that name, Mozilla. Thank you so much.
Oh, I love you, Richie.
It's so good. Marvel Crisis withdrawal. Yeah, I mean, if the tactics fit, right?
I absolutely adore that Alyssa is giving people updates to where their friends are here.
Oh, that's great. She's
That
like
is-
running around finding where the table is. And
Yeah.
she's looking up in Longshanks. That would make sense.
I don't think rounds get updated in Longshanks. I think she was going over there and just looking at the table.
She'd
to see,
just find them and
Yeah.
say, hey, what's the score?
how's Art doing? All right, Alyssa, I hope you know what you're signing up for.
Looking over there to see her reaction as
Right?
hey, go find this table, please.
Think we get these bad boys back on?
Shooting into Star-Lord.
All right, we're shooting into Star-Lord.
Oh, from Nick Fury Jr.
That's 5, showing 5.
That's a good roll.
Blocking 1 on the crate. He's already used his wingman token too. He's taking a minimum of 3 here. Looks like 4 with all sorts of wilds and stuff too. Who is this, Luke?
Nick Cage.
Nick Cage?
Nope.
Plucky attitude to get it all done again. And
Nick Fury
rolls
Jr.
He's going to take 5. Wow, that is a swing back he needed.
It's going to use fallback.
And he's going to use fallback after that. Yeah, you got to get away.
The most I've ever seen this card is that this turn.
Yeah. So Taylor was just telling us as far as fallback, that really kind of creeping into the meta here. We've done a lot of coverage of a lot of events, and this is certainly the most we've seen fallback.
I like it. Well, this is our Signland reporter. All right, that was a good. So did that daze Star-Lord or
No,
not
because
quite?
he was able to fall back.
He's at 1 naturally. Man, I feel for that.
He is
every
pretty
time.
healthy. He's a pretty healthy
5
dude.
successes and 5 dice.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Angel said Nick Cage MCP confirmed. I'm already
That's
mixing things up. My brain works in mysterious ways, man. I don't get it most of the time. Like, I always mix up yogurt and oatmeal.
Yeah, you know,
Those
I think
names?
that's a super common one.
Be
Happens
like,
to a
will you
lot
give me
of
one of
people,
my
man.
oatmeals out of the fridge? And Danny will be like, there's no oatmeal in the fridge. Oh, I mean yogurt, the other one.
Groot moved over, not on the objective. He's going to strike there.
So Groot moves specifically not on the objective, striking Nick Fury.
All right, actually, a great defense roll. We're showing 3 so far.
Yeah. Mike says Nick Fury does not want to take
All right,
damage.
and this is what we were talking about earlier, right? Sometimes the dice betray you. Get those bad dice rolls out at the start.
Yo goat meal. Just you figure out what I mean when I say
No
that.
damage. Fury standing strong against a group.
Fury has pretty good defense. He's 4-3-4 for defenses. He's not easy to hurt.
Yeah. All right, guys, this is a game. This is what I like to see. This is exactly what should be happening at the LVO.
I like how Dayton is playing really defensively, grabbing stuff, running away.
And if you wanted to watch Nick Fury not take damage in yesterday's games, where would you go?
You can go to the VODs right now, or later today they will be up on the YouTube as well. If you wanted to see Nick Fury not take damage yesterday either, or if you want to see a Bucky also not take any damage, being left on 1 for a hot minute.
All right, group move, that's right. So he's done. Looks like Iron Man's moving up to get measure range to plink off Star-Lord. He does have 1 stamina left. Getting rid of that leadership next round could be nice. Get rid of those winging it tokens.
All right, repulsor blast into Bucky, Star-Lord.
Repulsor blast.
This could take Star-Lord out. He's got 1 left.
It should.
Uh-oh.
Realistically.
He doesn't have anything to do here. He just has those 2. That's going to be a Star-Lord down.
Yeah.
That is
Blocked 1, did just enough. Looks like pushes before.
Yeah. Well done, Dane. Well done. And
1 daisies.
Star-Lord only rolling 1 successful defense and it being a block, so he can't plucky attitude to try again.
Yeah, he had his success, so you didn't do quite badly enough.
Don't call it a comeback.
And then also get the push and then daze him. Push being before damage is kind of huge there. That takes him a bit out of position. Like, he could attack Crimson Dynamo next round pretty easily, but with Dayton sitting on those 2 Skrulls way back there, that puts some pressure on Guardians to be a little more aggressive moving up to hold those objectives.
That it does.
Who has Skrulls on Guardian's side? Mystique and Thanos? Who has the last Skrull? Or is it on the table somewhere?
Iron Man.
Oh, Iron Man has it. That's right. I forgot. Dayton has 3 Skrulls right now in places that are going to be really tough for Guardians to shift. I think Iron Man's full on stamina at the moment.
I think Thanos is absolutely the call here to displace Mystique and go after.
All right, looks like we're activating Thanos. We're getting some measuring in. Looks like we're going to space gem up,
Space.
which he can do for no power.
Punch Nick Fury.
And we're punching him. Alrighty.
All right, here's the punch.
Back.
All right, so he's going to Heroes for Hire here with Luke. No, you're good. All right, so that's going to have Nick Fury or Luke Cage blocking this. Ooh, only 2 showing so far with 3 blocks. Not only will no damage probably be going through here, but he's going to get thrown. Let's see. I need to see this better. All right, so they're measuring out this throw. Yeah. Okay. Does look like there goes the throw.
I miss anything?
Does he collide with anyone?
Nope.
No? Gotcha. Just gets him off the objective. Would it be possible to put the dice box where the token and sleeves are in the layout so the dice rolls are larger? Actually, yeah. I think that is actually super doable.
I'm just kind of move that down and then something like that. Oh, is Wiccan Angel, is that name in reference to the Young Avenger Wiccan?
I love
That would
Wiccan.
make Tim's day.
It really would.
And the Heroes for Hire gives him a throw. So he throws Thanos into Mystique.
Oh, so he does throw Thanos.
wow.
Okay.
Ouch. That's 4 damage into Mystique. Looks like, I think she blocked 1.
She takes 3.
She takes 3 from that. Maybe even put that up here.
Yeah, I gotta handle a bunch of other things. There's a bunch of lock stuff. So it'll take a minute, but we'll get there.
We appreciate feedback and constructive criticism.
You do.
If we can make the experience better for people, we'll do what we can.
Absolutely.
So Luke Cage did not take damage, so he can't displace for shield.
Okay, Taylor just said Luke Cage didn't take damage, so he can't displace due to shield. I think I understand what he means.
And that should be pretty significantly bigger.
So Wargaming Dad, I believe that's just a different mic that you're looking at on Longshanks. We're looking at Game 10, Mike D'Ambrose versus Datan Sandoval.
Yeah, so that's Mike DeLuca. This is so, and granted, I get that.
Yep.
Mike DeLuca is playing Alexander.
Yep, just different mic.
two mics with 2 different MCP podcasts. Strike Better or Danger Room. The current mic on stream is Strike Better mic.
Strike mic. The mic that strikes.
The mic that strikes.
The mic that strikes a back goldfish.
We punched him, right?
What's that?
We punched him.
It's a punch. All right, looks like Fury got moved up.
All right.
Thanks, Bowie. We tried.
Fury's gonna shield move.
Fury's shield move. What do you mean shield move?
Shield move from the affiliation.
Oh, okay. So because they have the equal number of VP.
Oh, younger Phil, thank you. Gotta straighten out that back.
Posture check.
Shield move, he's just out of that objective.
All right, so that shield move, and he's just outside it or just on it?
Just out.
Just out.
Outside it. Oh, Fury Senior is dazed. That's right.
Cosmic Portal.
All right, and then we're Cosmic Portal on Mystique.
Mystique, over there. Boop. There she is.
Insane.
Right.
Get some measuring in the backfield there. I don't think anybody's behind that big old piece of terrain. It's interesting, we have almost no terrain throws between these two squads.
Danny, thank you for the hydrate.
Okay. Does T count?
It does. Hydration is hydration, man. What's the crisis? We are playing on Skrulls and Demons Downtown.
Pretty sure T's actually a diuretic, but
Yeah,
it'll make you. That means it'll make you go
correct.
50 sprinkle. No one's scoring the portals at the moment.
Luke Cage is about to.
Looks like Luke Cage is way back there on one. No one's on the middle one because the Howling Commandos are dazed, and Nick Fury Jr. is just outside of it. As for the right one, Crimson Dynamo, I believe, is scoring it currently, and that's it. Because Rocket is dazed, and Groot is also just out, so he doesn't get incinerated.
Yeah. Yep.
Groot really doesn't like incinerate, especially if there's any energy attacks on the side. Luke Cage looks like he's back in the middle now. Did he get Cosmic Portal or something? I'm not really sure what happened there.
We're gonna hit Mystique.
Oh, he just moved.
Okay.
He's going to hit Mystique. This is a Sweet Christmas? Must be with that many dice. That's a lot of blanks and blocks, though.
That is.
Only 2 successes.
So nothing's going to go
blocks
through there.
both.
It's a shame. That's a shame.
Slow and stunned.
All right, Dynamo is dazed. He got dazed right in the beginning because he was at 1 after round 1. Good call, Toast. But is this our last activation with Luke Cage here?
I believe so.
Sweet Christmas. That's what that was.
Yeah.
Slow and stunned.
She is slowed and stunned after that because he did smack her in the forehead and said Sweet Christmas as he did it.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite bits on that show, he'd just be like, pop, and knock guys out.
Right? All right, so that's going to bring it back to Mike. Strike better.
What's he got left? Oh, Mystique hasn't gone yet this round, has she?
I don't believe so.
Slow on Mystique actually is pretty debilitating.
Correct.
She really likes that long movement, and
That
then
is
to be
absolutely
moving
worth
through
it.
molasses.
Absolutely worth a shake. What's the person count look like for today, boys? Well,
Boys.
how many are in the invitational total?
64.
64 total in the invitational.
And then there's a bunch more people playing all kinds of stuff around.
Yep, gymnastics is going on, as well as a bunch of scrambles. So Mystique is going to get some pistol shots into Fury.
Pop, pop, pop.
Lion Sky.
And he is
Eye in
going
the
to
sky.
eye
Oh, that's really
in
good because
the
that get him
sky.
on that point. I think Luke Cage already is, but might as well get some redundancy there. 400, 500 people here for MCP. Probably like 1,000, a million. Tripoli for the LCQ, I believe they bumped up the next 18, 19, 18 people, I think.
What's that?
The top from yesterday,
Yeah, I think it was 18.
18,
18.
got bumped up into the invitational.
You're shooting to Luke Cage instead.
What's that?
Luke Cage instead.
Okay, so Luke Cage is going to be shot instead of Fury.
Yeah, Eye in the Sky does allow you to redirect your attack as long as it only attacked one character. If it's like a beam, you can't.
So Luke blocked all of the first shot
Yep, and taking one on the second.
and only going to take one off of the second shot from Mystique.
It's pretty ideal. Looks like.
And it looks
Doing
like
it
another
again.
round, and nothing's going to go through on that one.
That was a
He
lot
just
of
scooped
blocks on
immediately.
that
3
side.
blocks. He's like, oh, okay.
No rapid fire.
And no rapid fire, no
that
hit on
time.
that.
Only 3 shots from 2 activations.
Right?
And only, 1 damage went through after 3?
Did he eye on the sky versus Shapeshifter?
Oh, good call.
That is... so he didn't because they ended up going to Luke Cage instead. But yes, that's right. He wouldn't have been able to eye on the sky because it was Mystique's activation, and that is a that's a tactic Scar use. But it didn't
Everybody
matter because he
forgets
didn't do
that
it, right? He didn't end up eyeing the sky, correct?
He did.
Oh, he
Yeah,
did.
Fury definitely moved. Good catch. I always forget about that power on it, which is actually quite powerful.
Great call, Nick. Great call. That is a very easy rule to forget,
Yeah.
but an incredibly impactful one.
So
But
I
an
think they
incredibly
are
impactful
agreeing to just redo that. Looks like
Reset.
Okay.
it's
They're
one of
gonna
those you
reset
kind of need to. That's pretty impactful passive. So now we're attacking Nick Fury. Hopefully it's not too different in results.
Looks like just one going through so far with a rapid fire. Second one, 2 hits. Looks like 2 blocks.
So nothing there. So far it's the same result, but I'm assuming we're going to shoot again. You know, do it again.
This time with feeling, looking like just one, but he gets the rapid fire. So one will go through on that. And then on the next volley from Mystique into Fury, looks like just one. Oh yeah,
We're
that's all.
blocking
That's going to
3.
be fully blocked.
Look at that,
for
same exact
sure.
result. 1 damage went through, just
Yeah.
on a different character. The dice decide, you know, they're like, yeah, you didn't do that totally right, but we'll just have the same result.
They did take 1, 3, and 2, I believe.
Yes.
So actually, what you can do, if you would like some Longshanks knowledge, is hit !Longshanks. And that will...
Longshanka.
Oh, I spelled it wrong. Listen, here's the good news. Spell it
No,
right.
you got a 1.
You do it. So exclamation point Longshanks will command to
There we go.
bring up the Longshanks link. You can also join the base version of the Discord as well by doing the same thing with Discord.
VPs don't change or anything, so we're just sorting around through.
VPs don't change?
do you
From
mean?
what they were at the before we decided that. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, gotcha.
Oh, right.
4 to 7.
It's 4 to 7?
Oh, it's 4 to 7?
Did you? Did I not say that?
No.
Correct. Are we in round 3?
Hey, by the way, round 3, it's now 4 to 7.
Okay.
Shield at 7, I assume?
Shield is 7. Yeah, they go extra.
So they got 3. It has to be them with 7.
Right?
No, Shield had 7.
Shield has 7.
Because Shield has 3 Skrulls on Black Widow, the Agents, and Iron Man, and then they're holding that middle point with Luke Cage. And Guardians have the other Skrull on Mystique. So it's a nice little lead Shield has built up. Now you got to play that attrition game and survive.
Yeah, toast. We were talking to Rob earlier. He's someone
So
that we
unfortunate.
really like to see at these things, and his luck has just been awful this year, and it sucks. It sucks so much because we were really hoping to see him here, and yeah, he kind of should be. Yeah. All right, Taylor, what's happening?
Big roll. So Mystique. Also, Shield got priority back at least. That's good for Datan.
This is a beam into Rocket Group.
What did that first one do? It looked like a ton.
So we got a beam. So it looks like we're going with Crimson Dynamo first here. A beam into Rocket and Groot. Which will.
2 to Group was the first one.
Okay, 2 into group.
So this should end up being just a bunch of damage to Groot,
and a shock,
especially with energy here.
Yeah.
Groot was purposely just out of range of the objective to make sure he didn't get incinerated here, else this would hurt.
So that
him
looks like
more.
another good one. Showing 4, blocking 2, so 2 more.
Groot's going to take 2 on that. Groot's planning again.
Okay.
Groot's going to take 2.
So that's 4 on Groot.
Yes. Now Groot is dazed.
Groot is
Groot is
dazed
dazed.
now. Wow.
Rocket's going to block it all.
That's a good first activation so far. One on
just
Rocket.
one.
And, I mean, Rocket's flipped, so this...
So Groot took both of the first ones.
Okay.
Did he beam twice already? Was that 2
It
actions?
was 2 beams.
Okay.
Okay.
So it didn't quite take down Rocket. Getting rid of Rocket here would be really major for Shield because he's just putting out so much damage. Like, obviously he can't Deadly Duo again, but still.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But still, dazing Groot here is a big deal.
100%.
And leaving Rocket with like 2 health left for fear, a bunch of different... He's got a fair bit of range here that could take him out in the next activation.
Yep.
So I'm assuming he's going to go with Rocket next, sitting on like 2 stamina left.
Oh, Lord.
Games
it
are
looks like,
finishing up already? Wow.
yeah, first game is done. Nick E1.
Rocket, Star-Lord, Thanos for the winning it.
Rocket, Star-Lord, and Thanos with winging it tokens going into round 3.
Same as the other rounds. It's great.
We're debating on where to throw a hat.
Where to throw what?
Oh, so he's activating Rocket. He's looking at using a Hadron Enforcer here. I'm going to assume into Luke Cage because that could trigger into both Nick Furies as well.
Luke Cage.
Yep, that's what I thought. This worked out pretty well for him last time.
That's the correct.
And he's going to death the Kree as well.
Kree, oof, that
You'll
makes
love
it
to
like
see
a
it.
10 or 11 die attack. I forget.
Yeah.
The Hadron Enforcer hurts. And Luke Cage and it doesn't matter for Howling Commandos, but they are both incinerated as well as Rocket and Crimson Dynamo.
Eye in the sky.
And then Eye in the Sky.
Eye in the Sky. It's not Mystique's activation, so it works this time.
So Rocket doesn't spend the 4. Thanos does spend the death.
Correct.
Right. So, okay, just make sure people could hear that Rocket can get refunded the 4 from the attack. He doesn't have to do Hadron Enforcer here, but the Death Decree power is spent.
And yes, Thanos does have the reality and space gems.
That is a great use of Eye in the Sky to get rid of that explosion hitting the other two, potentially, likely.
Y'all need to get some wizards on the stream at some point. I completely
Looks like
agree.
we're doing just
oh,
a
Will, good to
plasma
see you, by the
rifle.
way, bud.
Probably into the Howling Commandos since he only rolled 2 dice there.
These days, got your back.
Okay, so he did days from that, and we have a gotcha back.
From the Howling Commandos. I forget to have that.
Ooh, great
Good
roll there.
4 already with a crit, making it 5. And
That
Rocket
is
is gone because Roots Daisy couldn't take
Yeah.
the hit for him. No more Rocket. But again, he did a lot of work before he went down.
He did. Okay, though. I mean,
Rocket gone, Groot dazed. Guardians are starting to look like they're on their back foot a little bit.
yeah, going to be waiting for a pretty big Thanos activation here.
Don't have to worry about Iron Man going in and finishing off Rocket now.
Great, Jack. You are not wrong. Also, he is 16. Just insanely impressive that he is playing at this level right now on this stage.
No, it's kind of fantastic.
Especially with
there.
that start, too, where he just the dice betrayed him at the start, and he is it's not slowing him down at all.
Widow runs away some more. What's really funny there is I'm pretty sure all the damage Rocket took was during his activations from counterattacks.
Yep.
Between Black Widow and then that shot. Oh, like he took 1 damage from Crimson Dynamo. So
Correct.
He almost didn't spend any actions to take out Rocket.
Correct. But yeah, Big Boy T is still up there, still ready and primed. So
I don't know if Thanos has taken any damage yet either, so he's not going down this game by any means. So Black Widow ran away, back to Guardians. We were measuring with Star-Lord, so we might be activating Star-Lord.
All right, looks like he's measuring rapid fire onto
Thinking
the
about
senior
it, he
Commandos.
could potentially pass as well. Dynamo is over there on his injured side, so he's got a big
shakes the
target.
slow. Okay, so
Shaking
Mystique will
slow,
shake the slow
interesting.
there.
So where exactly? So just so you want to put like a little mark. Black Widow is down in the bottom left corner, just off camera. Mystique is kind of copying and just running away from everybody as well, since she has a Skrull. Maybe we could put a little spider down there to say that's where Black Widow is.
Right. So Black Widow.
Right about
here.
there.
That's an arrow. That's supposed to be an arrow.
That's a beautiful arrow.
Thanks. I'm really good at art.
Now draw the Black Widow symbol.
That's what I'm doing right now.
That's the Spider-Man symbol.
They're both spiders.
I mean, you're not wrong. So Black Widow's over there just off screen, hiding really well. Oh, that's cool.
All right, so I do see Mr. Vodka Blitz, Mr. Simon from the Montreal Shark Tank turning in that game. I'm curious what happened there. I do know that Gabriel gets a lot of practice against Simon, so...
Yeah, for real. They play each other a lot. Looks like Thanos... Oh, we just had Mystique go, so I think Datan's measuring something from Thanos. Moving up. Oh, look, homing rockets, maybe? Oh, I bet this is going to be Helios.
Yes, it is. That's
Measuring
a
in
Helios.
range 5.
Helios time.
Could you imagine if he dazes Thanos here with a massive Helios?
I mean, that would like kind of seal the game here if he did that.
Pretty much.
He needs Mystique for
this
damn,
could
yeah.
hurt. Well, he's throwing. You see all his power getting thrown down there on the left side of the screen. Mm-hmm. That's going to be a big hit.
All right, so how many dice do we think this is going to be?
I'm going to guess 15.
Okay.
Just off the top of my head.
I'm going to go 17.
Okay. Danny, how many dice are you thinking he's going to throw here? Yeah,
On
what's
Helios.
your call?
Oh.
A fistful of dice.
Anybody got a guess?
17?
17.
What? Yeah. No way.
Yeah.
Did you count them?
No.
Well, if you got a fistful of dice and a Helios laser in your pocket, you can.
Thanos might be off the table soon.
He's got 8 on this side, right?
I don't remember.
I mean, that would it'll still have to be a pretty good roll
Sir Derpalot says Dayton once used Helios and got 16 hits. All right, we're looking pretty good here.
Thanos does have 8
It is a
on
lot
this
of
side.
blanks, but
he only
that's-
has 3 energy defense.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to block
blocking
2. He'll block
3.
a third with his invulnerability, so
Looks
he will
like
take
he's not going down. Only taking 4. Not a great Helios
I thought it was
roll.
three.
But he is down by half.
Mikey, hey, congrats on your first game, man. That was a Helios laser like I would normally get.
Yeah, it wasn't a great roll, but
like Bob and his rocket.
yeah. No one nearby to take any explosion from that or anything, since Groot's already dazed.
Uh-oh. Art looking a little bit behind. Art's playing X-Men, right?
No, Art's playing Guardians.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Art is up 14-9 over his X-Men
Oh,
opponent.
nice.
I think that was absolutely the right call. That was a good amount of dice. Just didn't do exactly what he wanted it to.
100%.
Run element gun into Dynamo.
All right, so we got a hit and run element gun into Azul Dynamo.
Blocks 2.
So he'll block 3 of it total. There's only 3 showing, so it will be a minimum of 1 there. Oh, and he can re-roll 2 of them. He might take nothing here.
He's winging it.
Okay, did convert 1 of them, so he'll take nothing.
No damage.
Great call. That distortion field being real clutch there.
Disruption feels great.
Yeah, Disruption Field is a fantastic ability.
I do like seeing Crimson Dynamo splash so much in so many things. A great character. A lot of ability.
We've seen him and Red Guardian splash a little bit.
Okay, so
Full
we're
auto
gonna,
Death Decree.
there's going to be a ton of dice. So we are currently showing no blocks on that defense. And 2, 4,
Oh,
6.
oof.
Uh-oh.
This might take him out.
Just 5. No wilds, though. What's that?
Winging it to reroll.
Wing it token to get 2 more. Can he convert? He will convert 1 of them.
It's 1.
That will be 6.
Dexter's Lab. So this shield is played by Dayton, and Guardians is Mike D'Ambrose,
Strike
right?
Yep.
Game 10 on the Longshanks. If we take a look at
Table
that.
10. So he'll take 5 there from that. So he's got 1 left. Oddly enough, no wilds.
So what's Crimson Dynamo at?
1.
That's the theme of this game.
This tastes like carrots.
What?
It tastes like carrots.
Your water tastes like carrots?
Carrot
That's
water.
weird.
All right.
Where we got a bunch of people left in the middle to go. Both Nick Furies and Luke Cage is behind that big old round thing in the middle.
Do you take down Star-Lord here, get rid of those Wingya tokens? Or
don't
do you
see
try
why
to
not.
pile into Thanos?
Well, he's got
before
a
his
fair
activation?
bit. If you could daze Thanos before he goes, that would be massive. Because he could
I mean,
just
it's
mess
very
everything up.
doable. He has some damage on him.
Commandos are going to shoot Thanos.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
I think that's the call. Star-Lord just went. Like, he's doing some work, but he's pretty far away from most of the SHIELD squad, so dazing
All right,
Thanos
so
before he
the
goes.
Unfortunate roll on the attack, so nothing there. He's going to follow it up again, this time looking
Good one this
significantly
time.
better, showing 3 so far where the
Oh, but
crit
Thanos
doesn't
blocks
convert.
4. So it looks like 2 attacks, nothing. That is too bad.
Yep.
And I think all Guardians has left is Thanos now.
All right, then they're going to move up.
Wild move up. Make sure you're on that point.
So now we're going to see a Thanos activation.
This could really hurt. Well,
He has one
Nick
more
Fury
action.
Jr. is already
Siblings and arms.
Siblings Arms moving Iron Man onto that point as well. Good some redundancy. I like that. Fury Jr. is already dazed, so Thanos doesn't have that many targets. I mean, just Dynamo, Howling Commandos, Iron Man.
Okay, so that will have Iron Man on the middle demon.
Thanos is portaling down.
All right, so Thanos is up. Crimson Portal's Dynamo, Cosmic Dynamo.
Is it?
Disruption field.
We're going to get a disruption field on this, which is good because we're only showing 1 on the defense so far and 5 on the attack.
Ooh.
4 on the attack so far.
Rerolling that one because it got knocked and he wasn't sure what it was knocked from.
So with the disruption field, could turn this into maybe a 1 damage attack. Let's see. Only 1 wild, so that is certainly a target to be rerolled because of the field. And we will. Will he reroll into a wild? He does. Okay. But still, he's going to be taking just 1 from this.
Dynamo goes down.
Dynamo
and by that, I mean the rest of his stamina.
Now he's crimson.
Yeah, now he's purple.
Oof.
Dynamo.
Space Stone.
Thanos is going to Space Stone himself up on it.
He's right up there. He's still got 1 activation left. Punching the Commandos.
The players are Mike D'Ambrose from Strike Better, as well as Datan.
Table 10 on Longshanks.
Okay, that's a very not great attack roll.
But Dayton does have 2 characters on here, so winging it. Reels into 2 not successes. Takes 1.
All right, Ghost Commandos really holding up to Thanos. No wild either
Yeah.
to be able to throw him into Iron Man.
How's the clock looking for each player? I can't tell from here.
Dayton has 19 and 30 seconds. Mike has 9 minutes and 47 seconds.
I think they've been kind of forgetting about it there.
Yeah. Going to be a factor here, you think? Very well could be. Very well could be.
It's interesting that Dayton has more characters, but he has 10 minutes more on his clock. I think because Thanos' turns are so long.
Correct. That, and there was a couple times when characters went down. There was a long Deadly Duo activation and things like that.
Yeah, Deadly Duo took forever.
All we have is Luke Cage on this side.
Just Luke Cage, his last activation. So Guardians get priority back, which makes sense. They're down a few characters.
Mm-hmm.
You go up and Sweet Christmas Thanos, you think? Try to take off those last 4.
What does he have that could throw him? Anything?
I know Luke Cage has a throw, but I think it's just terrain.
Sweet Christmas.
All right, so we do have a Sweet Christmas into Thanos. Let's see if this one
Sweet
will
Christmas
do better
has a
than
wild
before.
throw. Size 3 or less, you can do it.
So
And
there
we'll
is the
slow and
wild. We're
stun
showing
him.
4 for him so far. Thanos only blocking 2. So that will have 1 damage through, and the throw is going to happen.
Hey, Axel, welcome back. This is game 1. Game 2 will be at 1 o'clock Pacific time.
He did get the throw.
He is throwing Thanos. That's good. So he's definitely claiming that middle spot. Star-Lord is claiming that back one, though. Too bad he can't really... Well, you could throw him into Groot, but
Yeah.
there's no real reason to. He reduces it down to 0 anyway.
Correct. Read the rule for the gymnastics event. Why can't Wong? That's a good question. We'll talk to Omnis a little bit later on stream, and we can ask.
So throwing Thanos out of position, basically right back to where he started his activation.
And that's 6 to 12 shield.
All right, so that is going to bring
Wow.
us 6 to 12.
Shield just keeps increasing their lead here.
Shield.
It's going to be tough for Guardians to keep Shield from winning next round. They got to do something to keep them from scoring 4 or more.
That days on Groot and then KOing Rocket takes out a lot of that consistent damage that Guardians had.
So if you're Mike, do you go with Star-Lord first here with your leader? Is he injured?
He is injured.
Who has the Skrulls? Iron Man, Agents of
Commandos.
S.H.I.E.L.D., Black Widow on S.H.I.E.L.D., and then Mystique on Guardians have the Skrulls.
Tell Mike one of his tokens fell on the ground.
My.
I'm looking for the token.
I think he's got to go with Star-Lord first, right? He's got a fair bit of range in the middle of the table that could link him off.
No, I almost think you go. It's so rough, but yeah.
He is in a real tough spot here.
We got Groot, Thanos, and Star-Lord with wings.
Groot, Thanos, Star-Lord with winging it. Looks like we're measuring from Star-Lord potentially. Mm-hmm. Well, we are measuring from Star-Lord, potentially going first with him.
This is round 4, right? Yeah.
This is round, I think so. Taylor, we're in round 4, right? Okay. Round 4 of game 1.
We're going to hit and run full auto into Nick Fury Jr.
All right, hit and run full auto into Nick Fury Jr.
Ooh. He is also injured, so he is also in some danger here with a target on him. He's blocking 2.
That's rough. No damage.
No
nothing.
damage
Only
from a full
one hit.
auto.
And he couldn't plucky attitude because that one success was in fact a hit.
And moving on up a little bit. Interesting when he's doing these hit and runs, he's not taking full advantage. Like, he's not moving the full distance. He doesn't have to since it's advanced. I find it interesting. He's using it just to kind of take little hops.
Adman, yes. Black Widow is still alive. That little gorgeous red spider and arrow in the bottom left is pointing to where Black Widow is. She has a Skrull and 1 HP, and she ran away.
The scribbles.
No, it's an incredible. It's not a scribble.
That's
an incredibly detailed arrow.
It's just like an hourglass.
Just into the Commandos.
Full auto and out into the Howling Commandos, getting within their stealth range.
Oh, there's some wilds this time there, though. So there's 4, 5 showing, 6 showing, only 1 block. So that is going to be some gone Commandos. Good.
Let's go down.
Bye,
And they are KO.
Senior.
Yeah, she dazed Rocket out Counter-Strike. She did a bunch of rocket damage to Rocket. She's gotten 3 points at least. So, well, she didn't get a point the first round, but she's doing work.
Okay, so Nick Jr. is going to activate here. Commando's just running to the south side. Now, right under that incredibly gorgeous drawing of Black Widow.
Greg, the Commandos did not have a scroll. So they're KO'd, but they didn't have anything to drop. The scrolls are on Iron Man, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and Black Widow just off screen to the left, and then Mystique on the other side.
Fury special and Skrulls.
Fury is doing something.
Thanks, Axel.
All right, so that is 4 showing 4 hits with 2 defense.
Star-Lord takes 4.
Who does? Star-Lord takes 4 from that.
I think he's got 5 on this side.
That's rough from McGuffers. I don't know if there's a path for Mike to win this.
He does only have 5 on this side. He's down to 1 again.
Yeah.
He's a pretty tanky 3, not tanky, but he's a pretty tough 3 with 6 and 5, but...
Dayton's got to be feeling pretty confident at this point.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially after that first round where just the dice were against him. To come back like this and then just consistently increase that gap between him and the Guardians is very impressive.
Do it one more time.
All right, do it a second
It
time.
should take him out.
Fury special.
Lead from the front.
Fury special. Now we're doing the special.
And Star-Lord is gone.
Spender. And that is going to be a gone Star-Lord.
No more
Not
winning
even
in
worth
tokens after they're
Doing the
used up
math when you
here.
have 1 and you roll 7 successes on an attack like that.
So it will be hard for S.H.I.E.L.D. to win this turn. Especially, we can assume that Thanos will go last here. Essentially, he's got Nick Fury Jr. or Iron Man to be on a point to get that last point he needs. So he does have 3 scrolls that he can hold on to pretty easily.
I am Groot and Fury.
All right, so we have an I Am Groot into Fury.
That's
This is
brutal. That's
8
a
strength.
stagger.
It has a throw. It has a stagger. This has got everything going on.
I mean, he already went, so a stagger here is not the end of the world.
But it could wipe him off the table. He is injured, correct?
He is injured. We could definitely, if we lose him, do the grunts stay until they KO, or do they gone? I forget
Great
exactly
question.
how grunts work there.
I'm sure someone in chat could let us know. Okay, no eye on this guy here. They KO as well.
Grunts would also KO. Oh, that's oof. That
All right, so
could
we're
be a
showing
big
2
swing.
defenses so far. There's the Wild, which Groot needed.
You can only hold 1 scroll, so it's not like Iron Man can move down and grab another one.
Winging a token here. It's going to convert to even more skulls. Just
Only
one
one.
through. But the throw will happen, as will the stagger. So he's going to clip. Looks like Luke Cage.
I knew Chet would be able to answer that question pretty easily for me.
Okay. How does he have wingman tokens with...
As far as I
It does
understand, winging
stay.
tokens stay that you put out during the power phase, and just you won't be able to get any more once they're used up. It's unclear if they even drop the extract.
We're going to Iron Man into Groot before that's empty.
Iron Man, Repulsor Blast into Groot, trying to take him down. Does have 7 health though,
Looks like
right? He's 7.
one went through. No wild for the push. That's okay. He kind of wants him right there to maybe fire again. He's a big boy, but
He is 7-7.
he's already gone this round, I believe, so we might as well.
We're gonna Friday AI this one.
Okay, this one will be Friday AI'd. We're showing 2 so far with the crit. Groot is blocking 1. Looks like Groot will be taking 2 from
Only
that.
2 more.
All right. I will say
Iron
Datan
Man
2
there.
actually very good at making sure.
I'm a little surprised he
He's
didn't
using
try
the
to
clock.
move Iron Man onto what on his like home point. Probably figured it doesn't really matter. Like, there's no way he's getting out of range of Thanos.
Correct.
But I'm assuming Thanos has a big target on Nick Fury Jr. right now. That'll be a big point swing if he drops him. Cosmic portals him right in there.
So he did Space Gem up, I believe, and then Cosmic Portal Fury to him.
We got 2 chances to punch him down.
We're going to see how Eye in the Sky works. He is going to use Eye in the Sky here. And that's going to move him way short.
Because the strike's only range 3
Medium,
or 2. I mean,
maybe this short.
get him behind some cover too, potentially. Not quite.
And then, what's he thinking? Is he in a Cosmic Blast here?
You got to try to drop Fury, right?
All right, so it looks like he's spending 1 on 3, so it's 8. Nice.
Power up that Cosmic
wow, look at that.
Blast.
So we are showing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, just, 5,
He's only
6.
blocking 1 though. That should be a KO
That's-
Fury.
And it goes down. All right,
KO
Junior.
Fury and the grunts are gone.
Junior is no more. So good thing Omnis is right here on the sidelines as well.
I kind of feel like grunts should stay until they get KO too, but
No, they need
I
a
get
leader.
it.
They need a daddy. The system falls apart once you cut off the head.
Thanos doing what Thanos do. Now he's moving.
And grooving and shaking to the music.
Oh, he's shaking
gonna
slow.
Shake the slow, and then he'll turn around and say, I think I got this. I am gonna move.
So that definitely
right
keeps
up."
Shield from winning this round. And Shield only has 3 characters left. There is a Luke Cage hide behind that round piece of terrain.
Cannot choose Skrulls.
So that does look like that's going to have Black Widow moving on up. We no longer need this incredibly well done drawing.
It was beautiful.
Thank you. Everyone says.
So it looks like Mike had the scroll drop just where farther away for Dayton to pick it up with somebody else. So it looks like it's off screen. It's just off screen there in the bottom left corner is a scroll.
Yeah.
Luke Cage moves back, standing on that back objective. So he's still scoring 3 this turn. Guardians is scoring 2.
So it does look like we're going to be going into round 5.
In that 8 to 15.
8 to 15, yeah.
All
So
right.
it looks like, again, Shield just needs to score 1 here. And I don't think there's enough points on the table for Guardians to win this round. Being down only 8 points there. So if Dayton can score 1, which
Yeah.
looks pretty likely, with Iron Man and Black Widow still holding Skrulls.
The threat level is 19.
Yeah.
Playing on Skrulls and Demons.
Guardians does have priority here, though, with Luke Cage activating last. So
Groot into Iron Man with a death.
Where are we at tokens?
This is round 4, 5.
no winging a token. Star-Lord's
Oh,
dead.
that's right.
Star-Lord.
Gotcha.
7 points total on the table. So
All
the
right.
max Guardians could potentially score is up to 15. So
So he's going to re-roll that one because it's cocked. So we're showing 1, 2, 3,
this is Groot
4
attacking Iron Man
with a Death Decree.
with a Desecree. Yep, he did say
That's
that.
showing 5. He's
Iron
blocking
Man.
3.
Only taking
With-
1 with Invincible.
Armor, yep. Assuming it was threat level midnight.
But we're in the Pacific, so that doesn't make sense.
So we are doing it again.
Without Death Decree. Iron Man's blocking 2, producing a further 1.
So he's going to take
And
it
he's
up.
calling it.
Yep, that's
It's
it.
a good game there. Couldn't drop Iron Man with that attack. And he doesn't have confidence. He's got range to get to Black Widow to do anything.
Yeah, Samurai
Oh,
Stacks,
wow.
absolutely. Not a bad suggestion. So, so that is going to end round 1 here. I believe that takes it to... Let's see what the final score is.
18 to 10.
18 to 10.
to 10.
With the bracket style here, I don't know if the victory points matter as much as like yesterday from like Swiss pairings, but
It will matter for other places because it's not just a first place prize. There's a bunch of stuff happening.
Oh, okay.
In addition to that, in between rounds 1 and 2, we are going to have Tyson doing the painting competition up on stream as well.
Yeah.
Monument Games has also donated some prize support to that. So if you're unfamiliar, Monument Games does all sorts of, or Monument Paints, does really great paints. You should absolutely check them out. They are also here in the exhibitor hall. But yeah, so a great first game.
that was wild.
Absolutely.
Well done. I think it was well played by both sides. It was just Dayton was able to get those Skrulls and run away.
Correct.
That was a big. Having more models helped, and Thanos was doing a lot of work, just couldn't get rid of them too quickly.
What?
Chance been talking about a Jeremy effect?
Yeah.
That's Jeremy.
Oh, nice.
He was wondering if you guys were going to do interviews with them maybe after.
Yes.
How long to the next round? It'll be about an
100%.
hour and a half. The next round is at 1 o'clock
Correct.
Pacific time. We're gonna get the players on here as long as they want to talk about their game a bit. We will probably be taking a small break between, but we're gonna be here chatting about all kinds of stuff.
Correct.
We'll watch Longshanks and see how other matches are going.
Let's take a look at that.
Wait, it's already lunchtime? How'd that happen so fast? I feel like I
Right.
just ate breakfast.
So let's take a look at some of this from the first 8. So it does look like Jeremy Joffrey did win his first game against Jeremy Constance. Ryan
Yeah, we got people moving on.
won over Hyper Viper. Danny and Spellshock are still playing. Mutilus won over Will Thompson. Mandalorian Orange and Mike DeLuca both won. So listen, my prediction there is still intact. Could be happening.
Doing well.
Blue Gunner 38 also took it over Drunk Poet.
Kirkov was victorious over Danks.
Let's look at some of the other ones from the other groups. It looks like Ben is still playing. Dayton won over Mike. Captain BDMA took it over Matt Richards.
Ugh.
Also looks like Sploosh won over Jeremy England or Jeremiah England. Dustin Jenapor won over iWar Game. Wreath won over Brett F. Count Zero, Nikki in chat, good to see you. Is going to be going into round 2. He won over Course. Andrew Ohischwager won over Conan Jennings. Yeah, absolutely. Looks like Matt Alex is already out in round 1, as is Sammy Fingerguns. So by all means, grab that headset on. We are going to talk to Dayton here. And feel free to get right up into that mic. It's super loud in here. But all right, so first off, congratulations on winning your first game here. You've got to be excited with that.
I'm super excited.
I was really impressed. That first round where every single Skrull just decided that, you know what, it didn't want to roll any wilds or crits for you.
Yes, yeah. The Skrulls were not on my side today.
It did not look like a great start, but then you turned it around. After having some casualties there in round 2 as well, just continued to just increase that lead every time, never needing the shield victory point either.
Yes.
So tell me about that going in. What did you feel after the end of round 1, and how did that kind of continue throughout the rest of the game?
So generally how I play shield, whenever round 1, if I'm not behind by 1 point, I don't try to play into that side of the leadership. I either go really heavy into it or I completely ignore it. Because when you try to swap in between, that's when you will end up going down on like 7 points, and then that's just, it's hard to come back. And with Thanos Guardians, obviously very attrition-y. They're going to be killing a lot of my models.
It's a rough one to go up against.
So it's kind of a double-edged sword of like, I'm going to be getting that victory point every turn if I aim behind, but at the same time, if I'm going to win, it's going to be by victory points. I need to get a huge lead, or else my team's dead.
Yep. And then going into that, as far as who you were targeting, who was a model that you really wanted to see completely off the table? It looked like you didn't target Thanos at all, which is probably the right call.
Yeah, with Shield, it's too hard to take down Thanos. With that Helios play, after that happened, I was like, okay, Thanos is not going down. He's
and you hate to see that when you're throwing handfuls of dice and they don't agree sometimes. And I always find that to be the case. If I do a spender, I'm going to throw more blanks then than any time else. But listen, you still got some damage on him there.
Yeah. Generally, I try to take Thanos down round 3 or 4 when I do the Helios. And if he doesn't go down then, or even if it does, that's the extent of Thanos attacks. Because the rest of them are either useless or just feeding him power. Because with Shield, we don't have too many big attacks. We're just throwing a lot of them. And Thanos is totally up for that. So I definitely want to take out Rocket, obviously. Rocket, especially once he got injured, I needed him off the board.
Correct.
Because Death Decree with Rocket is it's crazy. It's nuts. Tthreat should not be throwing that much dice, and I couldn't let that happen.
Yeah.
So that was big.
Tell me about your eyes in the sky choices. Like there was a couple times where it was like, is he going to use it here? Is he not? And then I saw, you wasted a bunch of Thanos power as well with that, which I thought was spot on. So what factors are in play when you choose to actually activate that eyes in the sky?
All right. So generally, again, with playing against Thanos, it's just you have to play your whole game around him. You definitely want to wait for those big Death Decrees because it cancels it out. Not only they don't get the dice, but then they can't do it again. So that was a lot of the ones I was waiting around for, which is why I kept wondering, like when he was going with Star-Lord. I think the whole reason he didn't do Death Decrees there was maybe just so he wouldn't Eye in the Sky away.
Yeah.
But yeah, if Star-Lord did a Death Decree there, it would definitely have been instant Eye in the Sky, and it would have been useless. Because getting rid of that is huge.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got to keep Nick Fury alive for as long as possible. They're always gunning down for him. Positioning to keep on the points, which is hard against Thanos.
Well, and you had a really good placement there too. I thought that was absolutely spot on with the Black Widow. You know what? I'm out. Same with the Commandos. Like just making sure that, you know what, if Thanos is going to want to be murking people every round, that he's going to have to really take a bus, a taxi, and a bike to get there to do it. I think was absolutely the way to go.
Yeah.
Now, so when you qualify, did you qualify yesterday or did you qualify in the previous event?
I qualified before.
Okay, and what event was that at?
So I qualified through points. I scored, I think, second place at 2 events, and then like 3rd or 4th at another.
Nice.
And that got me enough points to get in.
And now, in those events, did you mix it up? Were you running Shield kind of the whole time? Or
I think everyone was running something completely different. I switch around all the time. I get bored too quickly. I think the first one I was playing Black Order, and second one I was playing Criminal Syndicate.
Okay.
And the other one I was playing probably one of the 2.
So, and what made you choose Shield today?
I've been playing them a lot recently. I have around 30 games with them, I think, total. Just this list. I haven't really switched around too much. I really like the whole punishing that they go through. It's a whole lot of fun. I think they're great. I used to play Criminal Syndicate before this, and I always felt like they didn't have a lot of great in-affiliation picks, and you're more just bringing splashes to help with your crazy good affiliation. So it's really nice that Shield has so many just amazing picks. Having Winter Soldier affiliated, and yeah, it's definitely not like a bad thing when like Hawkeye is your worst affiliated league.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, they're kind of sad on affiliated 4s, but they're getting Spider-Woman soon, which I'm super excited for. She's going to be great.
Well, and especially that control piece, right?
Yeah.
It's something they've certainly needed a little bit.
Yes, they do not have a lot of control other than like Iron Man.
Now, so I've asked everyone this that we've had on stream. Last night when the brackets went up, did you completely ignore it? Or did you look into it and see who you might be facing for your road to victory?
I completely ignored it. From my experience, last minute changes never really do me good because it's not stuff I practice with unless it's like I've had this in my roster before and I took it out for a specific matchup and now putting it back in, I guess. But I wasn't ready to take someone out that I've been practicing with to put someone in I haven't been.
Valid, absolutely. And we've seen mixed reviews on that too. We talked to Nate Horn yesterday, and he's like, I'm not going to look at it at all. Simon Jerry was like, well, yeah, I'm going to have to. And then other people like, yeah, I'm going to be super nervous all night, up and all night, thinking about game 1, I have this. Game 2, I might have this, or this. So I think ignoring it was probably the way to go. Be rested, be ready to go, and just be maneuverable, right?
Yeah. Especially because trying to predict things that happen just never goes in your way.
Correct.
Chances are one of those Skrulls should have had me a crit and they didn't. Just like chances are I may be playing against a Brotherhood player, but it very well might not happen.
Now, going into your next few rounds, are there any teams that you kind of get either excited or confident to see at the other end of the table?
So
who do you like to be over there?
So I like to go against, let's see, I like Weapon X. They're not too bad to deal with. Avengers isn't too bad. Mystique Brotherhood I can do pretty well.
Okay.
I'm not sure too much on Mag's Brotherhood. I was most nervous about Thanos Guardians just because I didn't have, this is my first game into them with this list.
Yeah.
So I didn't really know what I was doing. Too much was in like just common thought.
Well, if that was your biggest fear,
so
and you toppled that, I mean, you got to be in a really good spot.
Got out of the way. It's done for him.
Like that first round, really, with all those bad rolls. And it's just like, that's what chat was saying too. It's just like, yeah, get those rolls out of the way at the start, and then you don't got to worry about them later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But awesome. All right. Well, dude, congratulations on your first win, especially on stream. I mean, we hope to see it. We maybe see you again. Yeah. But good luck, man.
Yeah.
Well done. All right, so that is going to end round one here for us. There's still a bunch of games left to see. Round two will be starting in a little over an hour. And once again, that was just a very incredible game to watch. Both players played incredibly well, and that's exactly what you like to see at a competitive event of this size. I'm going to flip the camera over here real quick to the board. Tyson and some others are setting up the painting competition. Once again, this is partly sponsored by Monument Paints, which has provided some significant surprise support for this. So we can see kind of a bunch of stuff going down right now. And going to get a couple updates here. So I believe we also have Jeremy coming on. Wish I had anyone within range. Oh, beautiful. Perfect. So here we go. Mike, welcome.
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. So tell me, it's just a couple quick questions out of the gate. So did you qualify yesterday, or have you been qualified for a hot minute?
No, I qualified yesterday. So I went 4-1 in the LCQ yesterday.
Beautiful.
It was a great day. I lost my first game, so had to battle back.
Yeah.
Managed to pull it off. And then doing the same thing today, losing my first game. We'll see how it goes the rest of the day.
So tell me about some of your games yesterday. So that first game, who was that up against?
So I played Jeremiah England, I think is his name. Great Cabal player. He also we played the TTS League, and he beat me in cut in the TTS League. So it's... I just can't get the better of him. Right. But he played an awesome game with Cabal. His Hulk ran wild, and he managed to combine the Legacy Cure to win. It was just one of those games that I just couldn't quite get back in it. Mm-hmm. Played a couple of Spider Foes after that. Had some good games. Criminal Syndicate, and then Guardian's Mirror, where it was Malekith against Thanos for the last game. And all
right, so tell me about that a little bit. So that was round 5 yesterday for you?
that was round 5.
Wow.
And it was... I diced him a little harder, was part of it. But he got unlucky on a couple of points. When he brought Mystique up to pick up a Skrull, she got pushed. Mm-hmm. And then he brought Star-Lord up to pick up a Skrull, and he got pushed. And then Thanos immediately punched Star-Lord to death round 1. And Mystique followed very shortly after round 2. So I had all the extracts, and he was battling from behind the entire game, just kind of the way it worked out. If he hadn't rolled those 2 pushes, it would have been a really different game. But he came to the midline, which is always a questionable decision against Thanos, and he paid for it.
Okay. All right. Now, in this game here, up against Datan, seemed like those Skrulls really wanted him to be moving around constantly. Now, so just tell me, what was your feeling kind of going into that match? Is that a matchup that you like? And as far as this Guardians list as a whole, I know that it's somewhat in the meta right now. What are the matchups that you're kind of hoping to see across the table, and what do you really not want to be there?
So what I like about the Guardians list is there isn't really a bad matchup for it.
Yeah.
There are some extra shenanigans that Brotherhood can pull off that are tricky for it, or Web Warriors can be difficult just with their mobility and their ability to displace. So if we're playing on their secures, that can be tough. But Thanos has a great shot against anybody because he can lean so heavily into attrition, and Thanos can provide enough control to keep the scoring close until the attrition can take over the game.
Yep.
And that's usually the game plan. And that's pretty effective against anything. So there's nothing that I really hope to see. There's nothing that I really don't want to see. It's more crisis combinations. I like slower scoring combinations.
Yeah.
So I actually felt really good about what was on the table this game. Skrulls and Demon should be a really favorable crisis combination for me. And I think round one proved why. I was way ahead in the first round, and I felt really good about the game. And then Rocket did not deliver for me. And it was, I don't know if you go back and watch the stream, you can see me thinking about it, because the odds that Black Widow is going to survive 2 attacks, especially when I still have my winging it token, very low. And the odds that Black Widow is going to daze Rocket with
a counter-strike
is also very low.
Yep.
However, it is a non-zero chance, as we have learned.
Correct.
And there was sort of competing things in my mind. If I take Widow off the board, then I can flip priority.
Yes.
And the game is over.
Yep.
Like, Thanos will control out his team while my team kills his team. I mean, it's not quite that simple, but I am so far ahead at that point that I feel like he's going to be really hard for him to break parity and really be able to effectively continue to win the game. But there is that small chance that Black Widow lives on 1 and grabs a Skrull and runs away. And in that instance, I probably lose that game, as we saw.
Yeah.
And once that happened, I knew I was in a lot of trouble. It was just, the odds of it were small, but it worked out well for him. And man, did he play that advantage so well. Yeah. Like, if you want to play Shield, if you're interested in playing Shield, this is kind of a master class in Shield play. He was on point with his leadership all game, using it to score points, using it to put characters in positions where Thanos wouldn't be able to throw for damage. A really, really smart use of that. The Luke Cage play to slow Mystique is, that's next level play. That's amazing. I didn't see it coming. Maybe I should have, but I didn't think there was anything that was going to stop Mystique from killing Black Widow that turn. I was like, okay, we screwed up, but we're not going to screw up twice. Like, we're not going to. And so he took every incremental advantage. He knew all his characters, the nuances of all of them. He got maximum value out of all of them. Just extremely well played. And a really well played Shield roster is very hard to deal with. Because they're very similar to Guardians in that they can play against the field. They can play the scenario. They can play the attrition game if they need to. So it's just a really high ceiling roster, in my opinion.
I completely agree.
And I think he showed the ceiling of Shield today. So hats off to him. I mean, he was a great player, and I look forward to seeing what he does the rest of the tournament.
Absolutely. So if you're taking a look at the brackets, do you know who you're going up against next?
So I drop into the Swiss. No, I don't drop out of the tournament, but I'm in the Swiss, so I'm just going to get randomly paired.
Okay.
He will either be playing one of 2 Brotherhood lists. It was a Brotherhood mirror match. It's actually my playtest partner, who I would have played if I had lost, and if I won and he won, but not to be. But I don't know if he has won or if his opponent had won, but he'll be looking at a Brotherhood matchup here.
And tell everyone, so you are part of the Strike Better podcast, right?
I am.
So where can people find that, and what type of viewpoint for MCP does Strike Better provide?
So you can find us on most streaming services. We also have a website, strikebetter.com, and if you are on Discord, you can reach out to me, LuckyWild5552, and I'll invite you to our Discord channel. Happy to have you come and chat. We are definitely a competitive focused podcast. We come from that lens and we talk about things in the competitive space, but we try and be new listener friendly. We want to give a lot of context in why we think things are strong and how people should be approaching the game. So it's not just, we're coming from a competitive aspect, but we want people who like playing the game and who want to get better at playing the game. That's the people that we want to speak to, whether you just want to get a little bit better to play at your casual night, or you want to, you're prepping for LVO and you want to know what's going to be in the meta and how you should be thinking about approaching this sort of tournament.
Now, and what are your thoughts, actually, very specifically with the meta here? We're seeing a ton of Brotherhood, a lot of X-Men, and a decent amount of Guardians as well. Were you expecting to see more of that Guardians Thanos or Guardians Malekith around, or was it pretty clear that it was going to be a very X-themed or mutant-themed event?
So Brotherhood and X-Men are 100% the top of the ladder, top of the mountain right now. Brotherhood has extremely strong extract plays with Mystique they can often go 4-1, 5-1 on extracts, which is really hard to deal with.
Yeah.
And then if they don't get their extracts, they can pivot to a Magneto-led roster, and they can go attrition.
Yep.
So they have everything in the toolbox they need to beat any team. And I think that's why they're so popular. I also think they're a very high ceiling team. I think I didn't play Brotherhood because I'm a terrible Magneto player. My Magneto dies all the time whenever I play him.
Yeah.
So I don't have enough reps in Brotherhood to be able to feel like I could get the most out of them. And it's the same thing with X-Men. I think X-Men is another one that they're an amazing scenario team. If you get them on pay to flips, they're so hard to beat. But it takes a really good player to pilot X-Men when you're playing on your opponent's secures. When X-Men get on like a Demons or an Intrusions, you really need to have a game plan and understand how to win those matchups to have success. So while the pay to flips are a little bit of an autopilot and everybody looks at it and they're like, oh, that's so amazing, I want to play X-Men for that.
Right.
It's when you lose priority, that's where you're going to have trouble. And that's where I think the skill of X-Men really comes in, knowing how to win those games, how to shift to an attrition game if you're on a slow crisis, or how to leverage your secure presence on something that's not pay to flip in order to win.
So tell me a bit about last night. So you qualify yesterday. Brackets come out at 10.
Yep.
Did you look at them?
I did. I looked at him. I looked at my opponent's roster. I had also played 5 games yesterday.
Right.
So I was a little like...
I assumed that there was a little bit of fatigue there.
The cognitive load was overstressed a little bit. So I kind of looked through, I saw shields. But there's so many variables in this game that it's, I could have sat and game planned for like every crisis combination. That didn't feel like what I wanted to do with my, Friday night in Vegas.
Yeah.
So I looked at it, I kind of thought a little bit about, here are the things that I need to do. Like, here are the pieces that I need to put on the table. He's going to be a gunline team, so I need to bring Rocket and Groot.
Yep.
If I can squeeze Winter Soldier to the board, great. Winter Soldier, Rocket, Groot, Star-Lord, let me match his range with range.
Yeah.
He's not going to do much to Thanos, so Thanos is just kind of going to have free reign to run around the board and move people and attack people as he wants. I'm just can kind of play Thanos fearlessly.
Yeah.
And just not let him get up on extracts, because that's what S.H.I.E.L.D. does really well. And he managed to find a way to get up on extracts and leverage that advantage.
Now, tell me about when you were expecting that Helios. Did that make you very nervous at that point? Was that kind of how worried were you for that to be on the table, knowing that Thanos would probably be the target for it?
I was regretting not taking Escort to Safety.
Okay.
That probably would have been a better choice than Fallback. But I was kind of the opinion that
the fallback kept Star-Lord around for a little bit. Right?
Not really,
or at least wasted in action.
It forced him to do some things, which is what I was hoping.
Yeah.
But I didn't have a great spot to use it that game. I was expecting Winter Soldier as well. I assumed that Winter Soldier would kind of be an auto include, and I was looking for the right time to fall back out of that rapid fire and really lower the efficiency of Winter Soldier, bring him into the fight, and then kill him. When he didn't put him on the table, my reasons for bringing fallback were sort of not there. But
Gotcha.
I wasn't worried about it. I knew Thanos was just going to have to eat it. But at that point in the game, it wasn't... Thanos' Cosmic Portal didn't matter anymore at that point in the game.
Right.
I needed to kill Nick Fury. When Mystique failed to kill him, that was kind of where the game was going to end, because getting that one more point on his grunts with that extract was what. So he could kill Thanos that round. It wasn't consequential, and I did a good enough job of keeping Iron Man to the side of the board, where he was either going to have to waste actions coming into range and telegraphing the Helios Laser, which he eventually did, or he was going to get value out of Iron Man in other ways, and that was a choice that he was going to have to make: leverage his tactics card or leverage his Iron Man first pushes.
Yep.
And I think he made the right call, and I think he kind of forced the Helios Laser in there. I think he really wanted to use it, which great, and he got a big one off, which is cool.
Yep.
But I just don't think he needed to do it at that turn. Whether he dazed Thanos or not there, I don't think impacted the outcome of the game.
Yeah. All right, valid. All right, well, cool. Well, thank you so much for stopping by.
Yeah.
Make sure to check out the Strike Better podcast, once again, where you can get any podcast. And is it just strikebetter.com?
Yeah, I think it's just strikebetter.com. But
Beautiful.
hit us up on Discord. That's where we do a lot of conversation. And thank you guys for streaming these games.
Absolutely.
Keeping
Thank
people
you.
entertained all day. There's a ton of great MCP to come. Some amazing players in this tournament. So make sure you're tuning back in for the next game, because you'll learn a lot and see some great play.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for
It was
stopping
a
by.
pleasure.
Again. Absolutely. All right, so he's 100% correct. There's a bunch of MCPs still left to see.